Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Oscar back at it again with another video. And today I'm bringing you guys my thoughts on where Kemba Walker should be traded, if he's traded. And if you guys are new here, definitely consider subbing. It'd mean the world to me. And let's get right into it. I jump into the list, guys. I just want to throw one team out there that could trade for Kemba Walker that I'm not including in this, and that's the Denver Nuggets. Because it seems like whenever a point guard becomes available, the Denver Nuggets are always just coming up. But I really can't see the Denver Nuggets just trading one of their young pieces like Jamal Murray or Gary Harris. I just don't see it. Alright, guys, the first team on my list is the San Antonio Spurs. Would I like to see Kemba Walker in a Spurs uniform? Yeah, I think him, Aldridge, and Kawhi could definitely have something special. Well, I mean, all three of these trades that I have on this list, I'd definitely like to see happen. But are the Spurs in need of a point guard? Absolutely. Tony Parker's not what he used to be, and he's really getting up there in age. I think he's coming off the bench now. They got DeJounte Murray starting with, and DeJounte Murray too, second year player, late first round pick. I definitely a big fan of his. I think he's got a ton of potential, but he's still just so young and like he's just so raw to the game. Like he's definitely still got a lot of learning to do, and that's why he's got Coach Pop, and that's why the Spurs might even hold back on doing a trade like this because they might just be putting all their cards in on DeJounte Murray. But what could the Spurs offer? And for these offers that I came up with, I used the NBA trade machine. So shout out to ESPN. I always love messing around with that stuff. But well, the only trade I could see that would give the Hornets like some young players and some salary cap relief would be like either Patty Mills or Danny Green, along with like a Kyle Anderson or a Davis Bertans. And if somehow that's still not good enough for the Hornets, maybe throw in a future first rounder or second round pick. And if I were the Spurs, though, would I be willing to give up so much just for Kemba Walker? Well, yeah, made the All-Star team last year, and to me, in a way, you got kind of snubbed again this year. But that's the thing. Will they do it though? I mean, if you're trying to compete with Golden State or Houston, I think it's a no-brainer. It'll definitely boost your offense, and along with the great defense that the Spurs always seem to have, I think this is a no-brainer. And the second team on my list is the New York Knicks, and I know a lot of people got love for the Knicks, but let's keep it real, guys. The Knicks are definitely overachieving this season. It seems like 1 week they're in the playoff hunt, next week they're tanking. But if I'm James Dolan, the Knicks, what I would be expecting this season is to be tanking, trying to get a high draft pick, but that's not gonna happen. So do you go all in on Kemba Walker? Do you like get Porzingis, that sidekick that he could use? But it was pretty hard for me to find a trade for this because the Knicks have so many bad contracts, and then on top of that, the Hornets made it very clear that they're only getting rid of Kemba Walker if it's gonna help them relieve them of their salary cap. So on the ESPN trade machine that I used, I was able to come up with the rookie point guard Frank Ntilikina, Kyle O'Quinn, Jarrett Jack, and maybe a pick somewhere in there for Kemba Walker. Would the Hornets do it? I mean, I see why they wouldn't. You get a young point guard that's definitely got some potential. You get Kyle O'Quinn and Jarrett Jack. Kyle O'Quinn's has a year left after the season on his deal, but it's only $4 million. And then Jarrett Jack, you could just let walk. So in a way, it is you are cutting your salary cap down. It's pretty obvious the Knicks are trying to make the playoffs this year, which they might actually. So do you get Kemba Walker to go all in? I say, why not? Why not do it? New York could definitely use a good point guard. I mean, they have Jarrett Jack as their starting point guard at this moment, and you have Jarrett Jack as your point guard in the NBA in 2018, yeah, that's not a very good thing. But would Kemba Walker and Kristaps Porzingis duo work? Absolutely. I think even adding Kemba Walker this season would definitely make the Knicks a playoff team for sure, and in the long run too. Like not just this season, but beyond this season, man. I think Kristaps and Kemba could be some good building pieces for the Knicks. You know, get them back in the playoffs, make them relevant. So if I'm the Knicks, I'm heavily considering doing this trade. Third and final trade, it's the most interesting one to me, and this team is in definitely need of a point guard, and that third team is the Phoenix Suns. And yeah, like the Phoenix Suns have been in the lottery since like 2011, I think, and they've been just definitely looking for that point guard, especially to pair with Devin Booker in that backcourt. And why not Kemba Walker? Adding Kemba Walker with Devin Booker would just make them like one of the best scoring backcourts in the NBA instantly. And especially since they couldn't get Kyrie over the summer, which would have been cool to see Kyrie and Devin Booker in the same backcourt. But adding Kemba Walker's it could be a good consolation prize for Suns fans, you know. But if I'm the Suns, do I go all in on this? Absolutely. If I'm the Suns, what am I willing to give up for Kemba Walker? I have to imagine that Brandon Knight's contract would be involved in this, you know, since he's I don't even know what's going on with him, but I didn't see him play, and he's not the starting point guard, so the Suns won't miss him that much. And they've also got Tyler Ulis, their current starting point guard, very young guy. He's a nice point guard, but is he your future starting point guard? Probably not. And you've also got bigs like Dragon Bender that you could throw in there. So the trade that I would propose is maybe like a Brandon Knight, Dragon Bender, Tyler Ulis for Kemba Walker and Marvin Williams. See, by doing this trade, I think this trade would definitely benefit both teams, because on one hand, if you're the Phoenix Suns, you're getting an all-star caliber point guard in Kemba Walker, and if you're the Hornets, you're also giving up Marvin Williams, which is one of the few bad contracts you have on your team that you're actually willing to get rid of. And if you're the Hornets, you're also getting back a young point guard in Tyler Ulis, and a young and upcoming big man in Dragon Bender, who hasn't exactly lived up to a lottery pick, but he could get there. You never know. And I know Brandon Knight's contract still has a few years left on it, and it's like 14 million. No, it's 14 million a year. But let's be honest, Charlotte's not attracting any free agents anytime soon, and there's gonna be a gap at that point guard spot with no Kemba Walker there. So why not Brandon Knight? Why not throw him in there? But do I believe Kemba Walker will be traded? Oh yeah, so I don't know if it'll be at the trade deadline, but sometime in 2018, I do believe Kemba Walker will be traded. But where would I like to see him? If I really like all three teams I just named, because they could all use Kemba Walker, and they definitely benefit from him. But like the funnest one is obviously the Phoenix Suns. Like if you're forcing me to pick one, I'd have to go with the Phoenix Suns. That backcourt I think would be just really fun to watch, and just as a fan, I'm more curious to see what you guys think. Let me know. Do you guys agree or disagree with what I said? Is there a better trade out there? Did I leave a team out? Let me guys know. I'll be right here reading your comments. You guys already know the drill. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.